Hello, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today, Healing with Toni. Today we are going to connect with. I don't know why I want to say this. We're connecting with. We're gonna call in Archangel Michael to work with us, in which I pulled. I was drawn to pull this Archangel Michael Sword of Light Oracle. It's by Riley Valentine's. I like to. Oh, well, I haven't done it in a while. I love when Hay House does one of their specials, and I go and buy, like me, 4 to 6 decks or so and stock up on them. But then I usually end up selling off a couple because it's all about seeing if that deck works with me. I don't know why I'm talking about this. So that's why I love to look at a deck, but sometimes it doesn't vibe with me, or I grow out of it and change it to something else. But we're going to be working with Archangel Michael today. We're going to we are going to step into looking at our mindset. How one of the biggest things on your healing journey is to really tap into your mindset. I know with me, it started with physical. I always tell you guys this. It started with my physical, right? And in that process, you also, when you're trying to change your physical and your attitude over your physical, you have to start changing things in your mind as well. And so it's learning how to, first it was reprogramming of taking away that closed mindset. I have this wonderful, I'm gonna post it in my community feed. It's probably gonna come up before this. And it's this, I found it, and it's like the states of mind. And one is small-minded, absent-minded, narrow-minded, mindless, mind expanding, out of my mind, closed-minded, mindful, and open-minded. So I was very closed-minded. I, had my door shut, and I just saw things in a certain way. I was very closed-minded in the start of my journey, very closed-minded. So that I had to be reprogrammed in that. I would say I was closed-minded or even small-minded as well in those things, or even narrow-minded. I think small-minded, narrow-minded, closed-minded all kind of fill in their cells. And then as you open up and you're reprogramming, you can end up being mindless, not thinking of other things, or you can be absent-minded where you have too many things going on, or you can be out of your mind. You can get out of your mind where you're like, things are just backwards, right? And so those three fell in a category together, kind of. And then I went to, which I think a lot of us want to go to. Well, actually, what happens is that you say, okay, I want to be open-minded. I want to be open-minded. And you might, I remember even having old podcasts that I've done, and things are like, I want to be open-minded. And sometimes I had to learn in that part too. When you're open-minded so much, you don't have boundaries. You don't have boundaries, and you let too much in and give too much out. And so you have to find, okay, I'm not dealing with that. I will deal with this. That I can deal with, and that I cannot deal with. And it's okay. That's, you have your boundaries, and it's for your highest good, and nothing's wrong with that, right? I'm going to take that card. I'm just doing some shuffling as I talk. Now, what you want to do is, we want to have those mind expanding, like where you can expand your mind into so much stuff, but you can't always be in that state. I don't feel like I know I can't, this busy world. I struggle with being in that mind expanding all the time, so one of the best places you could be is mindful of the situation you're in. So me being mindful in this reading, me being mindful when I'm washing the dishes, me being mindful when I'm playing with my kids, me being mindful when I'm in the garden, when I sit outside and just watch nature, me being mindful. It's mindful in the task at hand that you're doing. So are you focusing on that, or are you thinking about all the million other things that you could be doing? Like, I'll take my washing the dishes, like me washing the dishes. You're washing the dishes, and then you're in this state of mind of, okay, I've got to wash these dishes. Okay, I need to go check my emails, and then after my emails, I need to go outside and water the plants. After I water the plants, I really need to start a load of laundry. After I start a load of laundry, I need to call such and such for an appointment. After that, you instead of being right there with those dishes, with those suds, with the water, you're thinking about all the other things. And it's okay to have those things on your list, but when it's the turn to come up to those, it's okay. But it's okay to focus on one thing at a time, and not be in your mind about something else throughout the day, throughout that task that you're doing. And so that is where we're trying to be, in that mindful state. And so let's just get messages on how you can be more mindful. Really great practices, okay? So I have 33, which that's awesome, because we are working on which Archangel Michael, which I think, yes, he's an Archangel, but I think, he also falls in that category of Ascendant Master as well. It says, be patient and have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than you dare to dream. So when you're in that mindful state, when you're being mindful, it helps you be present. And when you're present, it helps you stay in that moment. So you're not worrying about the past. Actually, you're not worrying about the future, and you're not feeling guilty or sad or regretful about the past. You're present in what you're doing, okay? And know that everything's working out in your favor, and know that your guides, your angels, whoever you work with is there. Everything's working out. And that's just a confirmation right there, especially with that 33. And then we have a 4. And it says, be a light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. So be mindful of the words you speak. That's what I'm getting right here. It's like, even me talking to you, I have to be mindful of what I'm saying to you. I need to be mindful and let you know, guess what? This is a wonderful message. Mindfulness is, everyone can practice it. Everyone can do it. Sometimes it's a little harder for some than others. Sometimes it takes longer than some than others. There's multiple different avenues you can take to be mindful. But it's okay for me to share that light on how I'm mindful, and maybe you could take some of that in. But you have to be discerning on each one of my messages to you. So this is actually my disclaimer. You have to be like, is that part for you, or was that not for you? So you have to learn how to be discerning, and you have to learn to be like, okay, that part of her light that's shining is for me. That part that's not is not for me. And how can I also can I heal, and then be that to other people around me? Because so we have a circle. Say I'm that middle of the circle, right? And I'm helping these people around me. So there's this one, you got one person in the middle, and you have 3 people around them. So there's 3 people around me, and I'm reflecting my light out to them in a positive manner, not in a negative manner. I'm giving them positive light. 3 people, so they get to absorb that light, right? So then you have these 3 people. Well, guess what? These 3 people, they have 3 people around them. So that's 3 times 3. So now we're at 9, right? Are we at 9? 6? No, because I have to count that 3. It's actually 3 times, because it's 3 and 4, so it's 3 times. So it's 12. So you have the 3 around these other 3, which makes the 12. So that's 12 people. And then it keeps going, right? And we keep doubling down on those numbers, and it just keeps growing out. And so so you're that one person have an effect, and then maybe you're just shining a light on one person. Maybe you shine a light on someone, so you have a profound effect on someone is like, oh my gosh, and then they get to absorb that light, and maybe that person is someone who has a lot more followers or listeners than you do, right? But they get to pass, even though you're not getting credit for what they're going to pass on. They get to pass this on to 5,000 people. So what? You pass it to 1. They pass it to 5,000. Who cares how many you pass it to, as long as you're doing it, as long as you're pushing your light out to someone else. It doesn't matter the numbers. Doesn't matter how big or how small. That, I don't know where all that came from, but you have to be discerning on what you say, do, what you're putting out there. So, spirit guides, angels, let's call in your ancestors, anyone who wants to come in and give us a message right now about how the collective can be a lot more open to being mindful, okay? I'm using this deck, the Everyday Witch. Love that. We got some action here, guys. I got 2 wands already. I was thinking I was going to get 3 cards, but I think we're going for 4. We're going to go for 4. Let's see. So, right now, I'm sitting on a 9 of Wands, a 3 of Wands, a 10 of Pentacles, and a boom, 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 boom. Give me some. A Chariot. You know what song just, you know who's on the bottom? Queen of Wands. And the song that came to my head just now, I don't know why. I don't know, it's a, can I say the B word? The B word, better have my money. The Rihanna. B better have my money. Da 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 da. Pay me what you owe me. Da 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 da. Like glad glad glad. Yeah, that song. I don't know why. I don't know why, because there is a Pentacles here, but I don't know, but that just came to my head, so I don't know who's listening to that or what's going. I don't know. Okay. 9 of Wands. So we have this 9 of Wands, like you have been trying. Actually, I feel like you guys have been trying to be very positive and really resilient during some things. And it feels like your back, you know, her back is against the wall on this tree. Like you've been pushed and pushed and pushed. Your back is against the wall, right? And you're tired, but you've stood your ground. The universe is saying you stood your ground. You have been mindful. You have been trying. And I feel like this is a confirmation that you have been trying, that you have been doing things to help you be mindful, you know, and those things are being present, meditating, you know, being an active listener, you know, when you're in a conversation and you're actually listening to someone instead of thinking of what you should be saying to them next. You're not thinking of that. You're listening to what they're actually saying. That's a hard one. I'm going to tell you now, that's a hard one, but it's a great thing to do. It's hard, but you can do it, right? But I think the universe is saying you have done it. You got it, because it's a 3 of Wands. Whatever is coming you is coming in. You are all set, because, oh my gosh, you have a 10 of Pentacles. I feel like you're already there, that you have done it, that you stepped into, you have mastered your mindfulness. You guys, this is a confirmation. This is not for, I'm going to tell you right now, these are for people who have done the work. Because it is saying you've done the work. With this 9 of Wands, it was hard. It was like it was like a lot of things were thrown at you along the way. But you kept working at it, and your ships came in. And you did it, and you commanded, you commanded that energy. You commanded your mind to be present, to be where it needs to be. And I feel like you're sitting in, your mind is a freaking abundant. Like, remember, abundance does not have to always be physical things. These pentacles can also be like leaving a legacy of, I'm leaving this legacy of me being a better person, my mind being this beautiful thing, So being in this energy where your mind is, you have nurtured it. You have brought it to its full capacity. You have brought it to a place where it is abundant and it's at the top of it. You're at the top of your game in that. And then with this Chariot, the Chariot is all about the will. It's about having that willpower. having that inner, having also because it's right next to that strength, right? So it is you're and it says this way, that way. So looking at you can look at things in a positive way. You can look at things in a negative way. That's what I get with those white and dark. Or you can look at I can walk on the dark path and stay mindful about it. I can walk on my light path and stay mindful about it. And when I say walk on the dark side, I mean when you walk with your shadow and recognize that shadow for what it is, but also working with that shadow, because you can work with your shadow parts. Everyone can work with your shadow parts. And you can also work with shadows, because it's better to work with them than try to deny them and push them down. That's where we get in trouble when we do that. It's recognizing them and working with them. And you know that light, where you also know how to walk with your light, but at the same time, not trying to press your light onto others. You know, giving people light and showing them the light, but not forcing them to be in the light if they're not ready. Embrace when they're not ready, because you know how to work with both. Okay? Yeah, this is definitely a very simple confirmation that, gosh, I had come on here to, you know what, let me see something. I had come on here to talk about mindfulness. I don't know what was going on today. What is today, the 10th? Oh, we will talk about this. Yeah, because I did write some stuff down. I do have notes here, actually. I have in here. Oh, that's probably with the shadow and light. I wrote down celebrating people's wins. Like, you know how to be in the light with that. Like being, oh my God, and not having envy and not having where you need to compare yourself to it, but truthfully saying, oh my goodness, I'm so happy for that person, and stepping and looking at them and say, oh my gosh, that was a great idea what they did. Okay, so what can I do for myself, and what can I do to be better than I did yesterday or last week or last month or last year? How can I compete with myself? Like being in competition with yourself. You're not in competition with that person next to you or that person next to you, person behind you, person in front of you. You're not in competition with them. You're in competition with yourself. You have to set your mind to that. That's part of having the mindset of being in competition with yourself. You being a better person than you were yesterday. Better than what you were this morning. You being that. And when you tell a person they look great, that's their look. They can look great. You can look great too in your look, in your creativity. Okay? Because you have those amazing parts too. Not holding on to envy, and how can they inspire. So look at that person and say, oh my God, how can that person inspired me to want to upgrade to something, to upgrade to this. Let me see. Where was I inspired? So I'm trying to think of a person who inspired me recently. I get inspired by people. I do. I promise you, I do. I do. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I'm trying to do something simple like physical looks, but I don't. I don't know. We're not gonna go off looks because I can't do looks because I think everyone has their unique thing. Like I have my thing is I love earrings. We're going to decide. If you haven't noticed, I'm always wearing earrings. That's my thing. Earrings is my thing. You don't hardly ever catch me without earrings. Have earrings. My hair is my thing too. Yes, I straightened it today, and it was because I was There you go. You know who I was inspired by this morning? Thank you. Um, when I got up this morning, I said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna straighten my hair. I want that layer, that fun layer look over here like this, like Farrah Fawcett. Y'all know Farrah Fawcett? I have to look her up. Like a 70s Farrah Fawcett. I want that. I want that cute little, boom. And so I straightened my hair. Usually I'm curly, but I went and got put on the flat iron, and I had 20 minutes before my one daughter went to school going to wake up my other daughter and get them off to school. So I had 20 minutes in between, and I went and did my hair, and that's an inspiration. So I thought about Farrah Fawcett, and instead, I wish I could have hair like Farrah Fawcett. I was like, no, I'm gonna try to get that Farrah Fawcett look, and it's Toni's Farrah Fawcett look. This is my Farrah Fawcett look, and it's an inspiration, for me to upgrade thyself. Not compare myself to Farrah Fawcett or want to be like Farrah Fawcett. No, upgrade myself, thyself, me, to have my own Farrah Fawcett look. And no way I look like Farrah Fawcett. But I have my own little fun chic way of doing it, and that's a physical way I'm talking about. So some people who have creative things. I was actually talking to a neighbor outside, and she was talking about art, and she watches. There's a YouTube artist she watched. I forgot the name she mentioned. My daughter does art, and a lot of her friends are artists too, and so. She had talked about this lady who, does teaches art and does really good art stuff on YouTube, and I forgot the name. And she said, one of the things she tells people is, watch an artist and see one thing you really, really, really love about them, and add that to your toolkit. Adding that to your toolkit. So since being like someone who has really great mindset, like people who have great breathwork practice or meditation practice or affirmation practices, looking at those people and following them, following their affirmations, following their meditations, and diving deep into one of those things on how they clean out their mind. And one big one I know, well, I do breathwork, I do meditation, I do affirmations. I usually always do meditations, but I picked up recently more of affirmations, and everyone can do affirmations. But I found two great guys, and with affirmations, and I've been listening to them, and so I can take that to help cleanse out my mind, So they inspired me, right? So, yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. So we got two cards. This is also their oracle deck. I'm gonna do this one. The card is inspiration and courage, right? I love that. Oh my gosh, I keep dropping everything. All right, inspiration and courage. So be inspired to do anything that to tap into you. You know what I was drawn to? The shadow. Be inspired to tap into your shadows. Be inspired to work with magic. Be inspired to do some crystal ball work. Be inspired by your animals. Have courage to look deep down with your heart and let things flow. You see that smoke? It's really flowing. Other thing is, it says meditate to dig deep. So I think this is really, I mentioned the meditation. So one of the good things to clear out your mind, it really, I'll tell you how I listen to. Great meditations. I love great meditations. Get on great meditations, and I'm pretty sure you will find a lot of great meditations that will talk about being mindful. Okay. I know that I haven't even looked at it in a long time. I have a Patreon, and on my Patreon, I just basically do meditations on there. I lead guided meditations, but I haven't done it in a long time. I haven't even looked at it in a long time. I don't even, maybe I need to do that. But it's, so, but I like to follow along with Great Meditations. They have 5, and Great Meditation does a 5 meditation as well. They have 15, 10, they have a long ones, whatever. So you can start off with those small ones and help yourself get mindful, and also working along with meditating, doing it out in nature, because you see she's out in the ground, and being out there with your animals and meditating. Also bringing crystals out there. I see clear crystal quartz, some amethyst. Looks like that's probably either, those black ones are probably obsidian. Couldn't even say it. Or, yeah. So, yeah. Very grounded. Or even, I don't know if you guys like mushrooms. I love like lion's mane or oyster mushrooms. Like cooking up some mushrooms and just being. Mushrooms are great grounding. They're great for grounding. So also, to your mindset is to also have your chakras balanced. Okay, and that starts with the root, and that root chakra. And I'm really, with those mushrooms popping up there. Okay, I don't do the the other ones. I have never tried those, so I don't know about those. And maybe y'all do that, but I don't know. Not my thing. I'm a pretty clean slate. The only rotten thing in my diet right now is sugar. I'm just gonna tell the truth, sugar. So before we go, we're going to get a nice little oracle for just some encouragement for the rest of the weekend, going into the weekend, and leading you into being very mindful with yourself and setting yourself up for some being mindfulness practices. And like I said, being mindful is connecting to what you're doing presently, meditating as well, breath work, because when you do breath work, you sometimes you have to count. Like sometimes there's like you breathe in like 3 times. There's different types of breath work, so you have to focus on your breath so much that you make your mind go pretty much numb, right? Even when you're doing meditations where you're doing visualization meditations, because it's making your mind focus on a thing. Okay, so or be inspired by others, and that, when I say be inspired by others, you can look up how are you mindful. I want you guys to Google how are you mindful, and see what pops up for you, and then take that. We're getting one message because we're going to read it. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to read from the book as well for it, and take that and be inspired by whatever comes up on Google for you. That's what I like. I like that idea. I don't know why, but how can you be mindful? I'm going to do it too. So our message to leave with is the Fountain of Pegasus. Okay, this is awesome. You know what it made me think of? This is when you're meditating, also when you're doing energy cleansing, when you're also doing Reiki. A lot of times they make you visualize a waterfall of cleansing water energy coming down on you, and that's what that reminded me of, to help cleanse out your space, cleanse out your aura from any debris that's there that is blocking you, or that's all up in your business that needs to go. And that's, to me, this is saying, to help you step forward in your mindfulness, you need to make sure you're cleansing your energy. So I'm going to see what this book says. It says, beloved Pegasus, spirit guardian of life, brings forth beautiful blessings for emotional healing, delivering the blessed gift of an answered prayer or wish fulfilled, and a divine protection to begin a new chapter. This card is one of birth, new beginnings, and allowing the fruition of previous efforts to lead to freedom and the capacity to truly leave the past behind so you can move into a state of increased grace. Um, any adverse effects, karmic ancestral legacies, or other unwanted past influences are being cleared. Such a deep spiritual cleansing is available to you now if you're open to it. Imagine a fountain of pure light, coming down on you, like I was telling you. It's like cleansing. So some of you have started a new beginning. You guys have, like I said, it was like you've been through so much, and your ships are coming in. You're this is the energy that's pouring down on you right now. Some of you are just now getting there. So it's kind of, I see in the timeline, some of you are here and some of you are not. So like I said, this message won't be for everyone. It's for you guys who are here, who have already done the work. You already know this. This is just confirmation. And this is just letting you know that this beautiful legacy that you are pouring in is coming in and it's pouring into you. But you have to make sure you're still doing things that help bring that in, okay, and keeping in that vibration as well, right? So, guys, stay mindful. I'm gonna put that picture up too on the board so that you guys can see it because it's so amazing. I knew I was supposed to do the message because I wrote it down, and then like the next day, I saw it when I was strolling, and I was just like, oh well, thank you, universe. You showed me that, I am supposed to be giving out that message to someone. So I'm giving it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful weekend.